If you are not changing, it just means you do not have the desire to really change.
New generation of wealth builders.
These are the elements that you need to always remember. So number 1, repetition. It was mentioned a while ago sa sa chat group natin by Ma'am Angela. So repetition, doing the same things over and over again. There is something about repetition that I'd like you guys to understand. When we say doing the same things over and over again, you need to do the right things over and over again. Not just the same things over and over again. So there is a big difference. Now, the next question to that is, how do we determine ano yung right things from the wrong things? This is where data gathering comes in. Because guys, when it comes to doing your trades, sometimes, this is one of the most peculiar aspects of trading. Sometimes, the rules that you apply to your trading, if some other trader would use the same rules, what would end up is something very different. Kumbaga, there are certain aspects of your trading that is subjective or that is special to you. That is where your journal comes in. Dapat makita mo sa journal mo, what are the things that you do in your trading that are adding up to your performance, and ano naman yung mga bagay na hindi siya ganun ka contributory. Okay? It doesn't add value to your performance. Take for example on my end. For the past 4 years, okay, every trade that I did in the PSE, meron akong record nun. And I record everything from the date I entered, the date I exited, entry point, my emotions for that trade, the reasons why I bought, the reasons why I sold. So everything is recorded. And what I realize is, okay, from the information, from the data that I got, the only thing that I need to focus on are stocks that are volatile and mataas yung value turnover. Everything else, especially yung mga illiquids, stocks with wide spreads, stocks that are slow, and what I mean by slow is slow stocks that are ideal for trend following, I cannot trade them properly. And the only way for me to identify that is through my journal. So now, I am in the position to tell myself na the only things that I'm going to repeat over and over again are these certain types of trades. Okay, so that's for repetition. Number 2, getting into the details. So it was mentioned a while ago by one of our masterclass students. So always identify the details in your performance. Because if you don't know the details, then you can't measure kung ano talaga yung nag-affect ng performance mo in a positive or negative way. Okay, some details that probably some traders just ignore. Like for example, how long do you usually hold your trades? Okay, yung average holding time mo. So that is something that you must know. Okay, that is important in identifying your niche. Kasi if you don't know that, then hindi mo din malalaman kung ano yung niche mo, and you can focus on ano lang talaga yung mga trades that you want to put attention to. Okay, so repetition, getting into the details, and of course, investing your time. Okay, investing your time. The moment you realize that this is the part of my trading that I want to focus on, invest all. Okay, if not all, then invest most of your time in that aspect. And meron ding one thing that one of our students mentioned, that is to learn how to deal with your mistakes. Because most of the time in trading, actually hindi lang most of the time, but all of the time, you will commit mistakes. Even those who have achieved a certain level of mastery, makikita mo na they still commit the same mistakes. Like kunwari yung kay Bossy, diba, when I dissected his 50K challenge, I noticed na there are mistakes in his trading. And these are mistakes that I also commit. And even the novice commits. Okay, so do not try to, kumbaga, punish yourself. I know some people, what they do is the moment they commit a trading mistake, parang they either purge or they do something para madisiplina sila. So that's okay. But do not punish yourself in such a way na pagdating mo sa next trade, affected ka na. There is a difference between disciplining yourself from punishing yourself to the point na yung execution mo for the succeeding trades are already affected. So really identify that thin line because that's very important. So yun guys, 4 elements: repetition, getting into the details, investing time, and being able to deal with mistakes the right way. And I know a lot of you guys here want to become a momentum trader because based on what you observe, maybe let's just say more than half of those people that you look up to are momentum traders. Parang ang daming ang daming momentum traders na parang sila yung nagsa-stand out. Take note, guys, for everyone who wants to become a momentum trader, this is what I can tell you. The first thing that you need to know, you need to define what momentum is to you. Because it sounds elementary, right? Parang napaka-basic niya. But believe me, before I committed into becoming a momentum trader, I have a lot of questions in my mind where momentum is as far as the chart is concerned. Is momentum in the breakout? Or is momentum suddenly it bounces from the low? And when we say momentum is breakout trading, di ba, yun yung common notion. I'm a momentum trader. I only trade breakouts. Then what is a breakout? Because if we talk about breakouts, there are a lot of breakouts. We have a Darvas box breakout, right? Meron tayong intraday breakout. Meron tayong breakout ng previous candle high. So a lot of these things you need to put into your rules. You need to consider which type of momentum are you going to trade. Okay, because there are a lot. Believe me, guys, if you just think that momentum trading is just all about buying the breakout of the consolidation, it's actually more than that. Okay, so that's the first thing in terms of momentum. The second thing, as far as momentum is concerned, okay, so listen, mga aspiring momentum traders, you have to accept that as a momentum trader, you cannot ride the whole swing because that is exclusive for swing traders and most of the time for trend followers. So again, you have to accept, okay, in terms of mindset, you need to accept that you cannot ride the whole swing. If ever you were able to ride the whole swing, chances are outlier yung trade na yon sa performance mo. And I see this time and time again in my performance. I always find myself parang in an emotion of regret, and it's not really damaging on my end, but sometimes it's annoying, it's frustrating, na parang, sayang, I could have sold at this level, but my target price is only at this level. Why did I not hold? Parang ganun yung parang nagiging question ng mga momentum traders. But when I saw, okay, kaya very, very important that you dissect trades. When I dissected the port of Boss Z, yung 50K challenge, and he said na momentum trading yung ginagamit niya doon, there are probably sa lahat ng trades niya, siguro mga 5% lang or less yung trades na nasakyan niya yung whole swing. Most of the time, just a third of the whole swing. So, for example, if the stock run, it went from 0% to, let's say, 30%. So, nagkaroon siya ng 30% run up. Most of the time, 10% lang yung masasakyan mo. Okay, so that is something that you need to accept. You cannot ride the whole swing. Lastly, in terms of frequency, ito, very common misconception in momentum trading. They think that because you are a momentum trader, then you most likely will have more trades than the swing trader or the trend follower. Kumbaga, momentum trading equals higher frequency. When I try to compare the number of trades that I do with those people who are not in momentum, talagang mas maraming sa akin. I have more trades than them. But what I realize is, the only reason why I have a lot of trades is not because I'm trading a lot of setups or I'm trading a lot of stocks. That's not the case. Okay, momentum trading is not about trading more setups or more stocks. The only reason why I had a lot of trades is because I enter and get out of trades quickly. So sometimes I enter on the breakout and the breakout fails, bumalik sa entry price ko, I exited the trade. That's considered one trade. Whereas the swing trader or the trend follower, they entered on the breakout, pero because they are riding the swing or riding the trend, just because it went back to their breakout point, agad-agad magbebenta yan, hindi ganon. As opposed to momentum trading. Do you understand? Now, for swing trading and for trend following, I cannot really speak for these profiles because I have not really mastered or tried to even master this different profiles. But what I can say is this. When you are a swing trader, chances are you will have trades wherein, sabihin na lang natin, 10% gain ka na. Okay? You are already at 10%. And then, it ended up being either a loss or a small trade. Fair trade, I mean. Now, in momentum, if I were already at 10%, okay, if I'm already 10% or 15% up, and then that became a loss, that is a huge slap on my performance. Because again, I'm trading momentum. just the mere fact that it reached 10 to 15% already, hindi ko na yan hayaan na maging loss yan. The worst thing that can happen is a fair trade. And that's what I also saw in the ledger of Boss Z. A lot of his trades, the moment umabot na ng 5% or 10% up, and then nagbumagsak, okay, hindi inabot yung TP niya, he just sold. Fair trade. But for swing trading, it's very different. Okay, kunwari si Sir Yuri, ayan, I know na there are a lot of trades wherein 10%, 15% up na siya, but because it went down, so you waited because, again, it might just be a healthy retracement, right? For the momentum traders, it's already losing momentum. But for you, it's just a retracement. So you hold. Okay, until it went back to your AEP and then it reached your cut point. So what was a 15% trade, now, negative 2% loss. That is something that you need to accept. And the worst part is for trend followers. Okay? For trend followers naman, that kind of mindset is mas emphasize siya. Because for trend followers, it's very possible that you are already 20% up and then you ended up taking a loss. Believe me. Okay? That's what trend following is all about. You always some traders or some people have the mindset that trend following is probably the easiest to execute because the moment you see a trend, you just buy, right? And the moment the trend breaks, you just sell. It's very straightforward. Unlike swing trading, in swing trading, you buy the pivots, you buy the supports. So you need to establish what is a support, what is a pivot, and you sell on resistance. So you need to identify which resistance should I sell. For trend following, it's quite straightforward. Just buy once it is in a trend, sell when the trend breaks. Yung other side of trend following is the acceptance that if this stock goes momentum. Okay, that's why a lot of trend followers sometimes they switch to momentum. But for those who are purely trend followers, okay, if a stock goes up to momentum, let's say it goes ceiling, but you're holding for the trend, it's very possible that you will give up more than 30 to 40% of your potential gains. Okay, I'm talking about potential gains. For me, as a momentum trader, napaka-damaging nun, to be honest. Na I'm already up by more than 30 to 40% and then I lost that part of the move. Damaging yun sa part ko. But for trend followers, it does not phase them. Kumbaga, if you are a really established trend follower, it does not affect them. Sila yung pinaka-calm. They are the most calm. Okay, and Sir Hadi is saying, I think for swing or TF also damaging or not. If you do not have the right mindset when it comes to trading these profiles, then it can be damaging. On the last part of his seminar, if you haven't watched Mark Douglas seminar, just go to YouTube. My 4-part seminar siya. I've watched that for, I think, 5 to 6 times already. So on the last part, he was talking about change. If you want to become a consistent, profitable trader, if you want to master trading and your niche, it's all about changing, right? Changing habits, changing how you chart. Okay, part yun ng natin, changing how you execute, changing your mindset. So sabi niya doon, change is a function of desire. If you are not changing, or if you find yourself doing the same things over and over again na hindi naman ganon ka value adding when it comes to your performance, it just means you do not have the desire to really change. You are not that committed. For example, you want to become a momentum trader, but you find yourself buying supports, or you find yourself doing trend following, but you want to become a momentum trader, and yet you are doing this other things that are not in line with your commitment. So it just means you do not really have that desire to commit to that niche or to commit to that certain aspect of trading.